Alrighty, today we are going to talk about absolute value. Okay, so the absolute value of a number is the distance between the number and zero on a number line. And the absolute value of a number is written just like this. You got two bars with the number in between them. Okay, so remember, distance is always positive. You can't have a negative distance. So if I have something, the distance between my two hands, that's a positive distance, and it's always going to be positive until maybe I get to zero, but I can't be negative. If I move them this way, the distance between them is still positive. That's what absolute value is, okay? So the absolute value of negative 2 is 2, because the distance between negative 2 and 0 is 2. The absolute value of positive 2 is also 2, because the distance between 2 and 0 is 2. Okay. Find the absolute value of 3. Well, the absolute value of 3 is located right here. Here's 0. The distance between 0 and 3 is 3. So the absolute value of 3 is 3. Now, it is also true that the absolute value of negative 3 is also 3, because here's negative 3 right here. The distance between negative 3 and 0 is 3. Find the absolute value of negative 2.5. Okay, well, negative 2.5 would be right here on the number line. The distance between negative 2.5 and 0 would be 2 1/2. So the absolute value of negative 2 1/2 is 2 1/2. Okay, you take a minute, pause the video, find these 6 absolute values real quick, write them down, and then jump back on here, start it back up, and see how you did. Okay, the absolute value of 8, you should have got 8. The absolute value of negative 6 is 6. The absolute value of 0 is 0. The distance between 0 and 0 is 0. The absolute value of 1/4 is 1/4. The absolute value of negative 7 1/3 is 7 1/3. And finally, the absolute value of negative 12.9 is just 12.9. So there you go. Compare 2 and the absolute value of negative 5. All right, well, 2 is just 2. And the absolute value of negative 5 is just 5, so that's going to be right here. If I compare them, well, 5 is greater than 2, so the absolute value of negative 5 is greater than 2 as well. And the distance between them would be 3. Okay, complete the statements using less than, greater than, or equal to. So the absolute value of negative 4 and negative 2. Okay, well remember, the absolute value of negative 4 is really 4, so 4 is bigger than negative 2, so I'm going to put a greater than sign in there. Negative 5 and the absolute value of 5. Well, the absolute value of 5 is also 5, so 5 is definitely bigger than negative 5, so I'm going to put a less than sign in that one. The absolute value of 9 is just 9, so 9 is definitely less than 10. And then 3.9, the absolute value of negative 3.9. This is going to be 3.9 right here. So these two things are equal. So I'm going to put an equal sign between those two. Okay, the table shows the elevation of several animals. Which animal is the deepest? Okay, so shark is at negative 4 feet. So that would be right here. A sea lion would be at 5 feet. Okay, so that would be up here. A seagull would be at 56 feet. That'd be way up here. A shrimp at negative 65 feet, way down here. And a turtle at negative 22 feet would be right here. So if you throw them on a number line, this becomes a very, very simple problem. Which animal is the deepest? Well, of course, the shrimp is the deepest at negative 65 feet. Okay. Is the shark or the sea lion closer to sea level? Okay, so the sea lion is 5 feet above sea level, and the shark is at negative 4 feet, and so it's 4 feet below sea level. So which one is the closest? The shark is the closest to sea level. This is only 4 feet. The absolute value negative 4 is 4. Okay, so we've got some absolute value problems to do here, 1 through 43 odd. We'll do those in class, and I will see you guys later.